In this video, we are going to be showing 40 interesting facts you did not know about Eren Yeager, so let's get started. Keep in mind that this video will be without any manga spoilers for the first part. When the spoilers begin, you will get a fair warning. Eren was the first anime character to be nominated for both Protagonist and Antagonist of the Year in Crunchyroll's awards. Eren, when fighting Titans, was seen addressing them using the word hiki, which is used to describe small animals. Eren has been criticized by fans for his actions and his decisions to exterminate the whole world. He resorts to a genocide like no one has ever done before. He understands that the world is rotten and is fighting against discrimination and racism. And here is where Big Brain Eren comes in. You can't really be a racist if there is only one race left. In Season 4, when Eren forced Mikasa and Armin on the table to have a talk, Eren seemed ruthless and emotionless. He did not hesitate to insult Mikasa and hurt her feelings. To top it all off, he also punched Armin repeatedly after Armin tried to defend Mikasa. But here is where a small detail comes into play. When Armin is left on the floor still trying to defend Mikasa, Eren keeps trying to play it tough. But if you look closely, you can see that Eren is doing his best to hide his true emotions while holding back tears. At the end of the day, this whole play was just another thing that needed to be done so that Eren can accomplish his end goal. A kind of wholesome fact about Eren and Mikasa is that both of them awaken their powers in order to protect each other. Mikasa awakened her Ackerman powers in order to protect Eren from the human traffickers, and Eren used the Founding Titan's power for the first time in order to protect Mikasa from the Smiling Titan. When Levi was speaking about Eren, he said that, quote, he is a real monster, while also adding, quote, and not because of his Titan ability, but his real self. I guess Captain Levi knew all along, but being completely honest, Levi was not the only one that could understand Eren's true nature. Reiner was also one of those people. When he found out that Eren possessed the Founding Titan, he said, quote, Eren, of all the people, you are the worst person to hold the Founding Titan. Both Levi and Reiner were spot on. In Season 4, Eren displays signs of depression. He does not talk much, he does not open himself to anyone, and is constantly shown as someone that is so done with life. Plus the fact that he knows what the future holds for him makes his depression even greater. However, what drives him forward is the dream of freedom and the promise he made as a child. Prior to Season 4, Eren had killed 23 Titans on screen, having the second highest number behind Levi at 58 Titans. At number 3, there was Mikasa, with 16 Titan kills on screen. Isayama stated that he created Eren as someone he relates to. I am not sure whether this is a good thing or not, given the latest actions of Eren. Isayama stated that he feels like Eren because he wanted to escape the rural life of the mountains that he used to live in. Just like Eren, that always wanted to escape the walls and see the outside world. Eren's Titan physique is inspired by a famous martial artist named Yushin Okami. Attack on Titan introduced us from early on to gore and death with Eren's mother. As we know now, she was eaten by the Smiling Titan, who in human form was Dina Fritz, Grisha's first wife. But did you notice this small detail regarding her death? As soon as she gets stuck in the rumbles and is unable to escape, she tells Eren and Mikasa to leave since she can no longer run as her legs were crushed. But as soon as the Smiling Titan picks her up, we can see her kicking her legs in agony trying to escape. Meaning, she lied about her legs in order to save Mikasa and Eren. Eren's voice actor, Yuki Kaji, is one of the most known voice actors in the business, having voiced Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia, Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins, and many more popular voices throughout the years. But did you know that Yuki Kaji has actually done a yaoi? For those who do not know, yaoi is a manga anime with sexual content. Speaking of Yuki Kaji, during the recording of episode 80, as tweeted by him, he almost lost his voice. Now this is what true passion for your work looks like. In the manga, Eren's hair has always been black, while in the anime, his hair tone varies between brown and black. Isayama stated that he gave Eren black hair in the manga because this actually makes it easier to draw. Speaking about anime and manga differences, in Eren's second fight against the female Titan, Eren has the upper hand, while in the manga, they fight on equal ground. Also, the Berserk mode of Eren is anime original, as there is no such form in the manga. Moreover, when Eren and Zeke witness Grisha's memories, Eren acts tough and without emotion, as if he does not care. However, as soon as Zeke is not looking, he looks back and watches his family in pain, This stare was even more obvious and emotional in the manga. When Eren was held captive of Rod Reis while being chained, Eren wonders, quote, "Haven't I been in this place before?" The reason being that this cave was the one where his father killed the Reis family, and in which, of course, Eren played his part as well. Speaking of that event, we previously see Historia saying to Eren, quote, "It was your father who killed my family. It's not your fault." Well, who's gonna tell her? Eren manipulating and forcing Grisha to kill the Reis family was one of the many unexpected plot twists in Attack on Titan. But did you notice the words Eren used? He actually knew very well which words to use, the same ones Eren Kruger used. Both Eren Kruger and Eren Yeager are trying to motivate and push Grisha into fighting. So they both start by telling him to stand up. When Grisha refuses, they both proceed into telling him the story of his sister in order to awaken feelings of revenge and wrath. Then they both use the exact same words. Quote, "You have to keep moving forward, until death, even after death. This is the story you began." Probably the most iconic scene that is loved and referenced by Attack on Titan fans worldwide is Eren's pointing to the sea. This might be a reach, but what if Eren was actually asking his inner self, quote, "Will we really be free if we kill the people overseas?" Just like Grisha was driven by that bloodthirsty Eren of the future, in the same way, maybe Eren was also driven by his future self and future memories. When Eren meets with Reiner and Marley, Eren's first words were, quote, "Yo, it's been 4 years, Reiner." This was meant to reference this scene, where Eren says to the Colossal Titan, "Yo, it's been 5 years." In Grisha's memories, we see Eren as a child chasing a butterfly. This was meant to symbolize Eren's innocence, which is now gone, as we see this butterfly dead, stepped on by Eren's Titans. Many people were wondering why was Eren smiling after finding out about Sasha's death. However, if you recall, this was the same reaction he had when Hans died. It seems this is just Eren's reaction to a heavy emotional damage.
Emotional damage!
Speaking of Sasha's death, Eren asked Sasha's last words because this was the future he saw. With those words, he realized the future cannot change no matter what he tries. Even though he does not see all details of future events, the future memories he sees are unfortunately bound to happen. His last name, Yeager, comes from the German word Jäger, which means hunter. Speaking of name meanings, his first name, Eren, means saint in Turkish. I think this might be somewhat of a tragic irony. In Season 3, during this scene, Eren was trying to activate the Founding Titan abilities and command Rod Reis's Titan to stop. In doing so, he also calls him, quote, "You tiny old man." As soon as he says this, Eren realizes what he says and freezes. At the same time, the camera zooms in to Levi, which is surely not impressed. Fast forward to the actual scene. In order to kill Rod Reis, Eren threw barrels filled with explosives in the Titan's mouth. However, one small detail about the incident is that if Eren made contact with the Titan, he could actually unlock the Founding Titan abilities as Rod Reis has royal blood and is in Titan form. What distinguishes Eren and Attack on Titan from other shonen or even seinen anime protagonists in series is the fact that many of the characters' personalities are gray, neither black or white. There is not one side which is clearly wrong, and one that is clearly right. Hence, the characters are forced to do unethical things in order to survive. Perhaps the most obvious example of a character with gray personality in Attack on Titan is, of course, Eren. He knows that what he does is wrong, but at the end of the day, he has to make a decision. Sacrifice his people and let the rest of the world live, or protect his friends and family with everything he's got, even if, in the process, he has to do unspeakable things. As we all know, Eren chooses the latter. The words which summarizes Eren's personality perfectly is the following quote of Eren, quote, "I don't have time to worry if it is right or wrong. You can't hope for a horror story with a happy ending." Many people were wondering who is the father of Historia's child. Is it Eren or another person? You can actually go ahead and let us know in the comments who you think the father of the child is. But anyway, no matter of who the father might be, the sure thing is that Eren was the one that convinced Historia to get pregnant. This is because he wanted to stop people from turning Historia into a Titan, and hence allowing her only 13 more years to live. He knew that if the truth was found, then they would turn her into a Titan and feed Zeke to her, as she is the only person left with royal blood, hence being able to fully control the Founding Titan. So, if Historia was pregnant, that would put them into doubt about what to do, as they did not know how pregnancy would affect Historia when becoming a Titan. Plus, another baby with royal blood was welcomed for them. Eren's founding Titan form had already been foreshadowed. Does this Eren pose seem familiar to you? Or does this medal ring a bell? They do look like Eren's founding Titan, right? From this point on, we're going to be discussing some manga details, so if you do not want to be spoiled, consider this your spoiler warning. A heartbreaking fact that not many people realize is the following. Eren taught Mikasa how to live, and Mikasa taught Eren how to love. However, Eren doesn't get to live, and Mikasa doesn't get to be loved. This worm is named Hallucigenia, dubbed as the worm with a missing head. Reminds you of someone? Eren's obsession with freedom was not random. It was due to this memory that Eren later on unlocked. Attack on Titan begins with Eren waking up under a tree. But did you ever notice that tree had always been marked with a cross, foreshadowing Eren's death? This was also the place where Mikasa gets her scarf wrapped around her by a bird that symbolizes Eren. Another small detail about episode 1 is that Eren was thinking Mikasa had short hair. Well, this was because of the future memories he saw with Mikasa's short hair. Eren dies at the end of the manga, and a lot of people argue whether he died having achieved freedom or not. On one hand, he has always symbolized himself with a caged bird, and at the end of the story, we see a bird symbolizing Eren flying free after wrapping the scarf around Mikasa. However, on the other hand, we know that freedom in numbers is symbolized by the number 140. Attack on Titan ended in chapter 139, symbolizing Eren dying just a step before freedom. Also, even though some people loved the ending while others hated it, we believe that no matter how you see it, one thing is for sure. The ending, good or bad, felt somewhat rushed, as if Isayama purposefully ended it on chapter 139, trying to send the message that Eren did not achieve freedom after all.